Alright, anyways. A girl I watched play refused to do strawberries. Fuck strawberries. That's what she probably said, right? Fuck those. I hate those fruits. I don't like strawberries. They're gross. That sounds like something a woman would do. Fuck that. I ain't doing that.
What did I see up on the mountain? Rocks. Lots of rocks.
Jesus. Zed coaching. Let's look at your... Let's look at your shit. This better be a loss or I rage. Okay. So you're playing Zed. You are running... You're running Electrocute, which I agree with. Secondary, I'm not sure what people run on secondary. Looks like a lot of people run variations of sorcery. They run resolve. At your level, I would probably run Versalux. I'd probably go instead of the Scorch. I'm just thinking about like if I were in your shoes or if I was playing against you, what would annoy me the most. Thanks, Len Joy Playing Games. I think I read your name right. Yeah, the ultimate hat was the one thing that I was going to call out mostly. I would change that to Nullifying Orb. Pretty good for Zed versus Lux. It can keep you alive in a lot of really close situations. And just in general, I think if I were playing Lux, that would annoy the ever-living shit out of me, having Nullifying Orb on the opposite laner. Pretty good. Also, when you consider that you're going to get poked down a lot, I think it's a pretty good option. Little cheeky invade action. Oh boy.
Truly.
A little tip I can give you on invades. Try to save your Q as Zed when, I mean, they're clearly caught, right? Like, it's a terrible spot for them. And you'll get better understanding of that as you play. But like right here, they're dead here. Like, the way you view it is Sejuani is pretty much always gonna get a is always gonna get, or I'm sorry, Tarek's always gonna get the stun with Sejuani here. So once you see CC coming down in the level 1 invade on a squishy, you know you're getting your first blood. Basically, that's pretty much how I view it. Like, if you're a death ball, like 4 or more, and you CC anybody on your team CC's a squishy level 1, they're dead every time. So just kind of bear that in mind, and then you can save, because I like to try to last hit on invades, and that's the type of shit that I actually think about during invades, and that's why you'll see that during the invades I get first bloods a lot. It's because I intentionally try to get them. Takes practice, but it's just something to think about. And then you would have your Q to snipe that. Pretty chill so far. She's not harassing us with E like she's supposed to be. So that's good. You needed to push for level 2 right there. When she wasted the E, like, she's not really, you have push priority here. So when the E's gone, right, you need to step in and push now. And look for level 2 and melee. Basically, you're trading. You're gonna try to get in there because you're facing a Shyvana jungle who's not gonna gank very often. GP top obviously is never gonna roam or anything. Bot lane's like very rarely gonna roam. You want to try to get that level 2, get an early trade, so to back Lux down off of the minions. He's obviously not good enough to harass you right off the right out of the get-go. Like, watch when the minions meet. Thanks, Superman. Why the fuck? Oh, it's my fault this time. Okay. The shit not notifying is my fault. 1 second. It's actually my fault this time. Thank you, Superman. Love you, buddy. 8 months in a row. Give him 8 keys. That's my B. That's my B. I give you a personalized shout out now. Right here. You're doing your thing. She E's. I want you to remember always. If your opponent, if you have push priority and your opponent, it's level 1, and your opponent uses that skill shot there, and you've taken the damage, it is what it is. Just focus on getting the shove in. Or getting the shove going, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're getting bossed around all lane phase, and again, because it's Shyvana, you'll have no problem escaping. You can basically just perma shove if you want, or you can, I don't necessarily want you to just like hard shove the lane either, but I want you to at least get level 2 first, and then if you're able to accumulate an HP lead in low elo, you want to do it. You never want to wait for the game to come to you. And level 2 is super important here. See how far back you're standing? You're scared shitless. If you step up, she already just used her E. E is on a 9-second, almost 10-second cooldown. That's 10 seconds of time that you can auto these creeps and try to get that level 2. A level 2, take a point in W, jump to Lux, smack her around real quick, and then back away before she gets level 2. That's what you're looking for as Zed. You're looking to get that HP lead, because otherwise you're just going to be getting poked down. Now, if you'd stepped into the lane and you both met in the middle, and as soon as the minions met, the Lux stepped up, E'd you, and then tried to get her passive off, right? If she tries to do that, and then starts pushing the lane hard, then, you know, we can have a different discussion. Oh, Neace, but this guy's too aggro. I can't possibly do that. This is what I'm talking about with taking what your opponents give to you, because there's no real reason why Zed should be allowed to push into Lux and get away with it. But the point is, as soon as the minions met, the Lux didn't really go to auto you. She didn't really go to push you off the wave. So there's nothing to really worry about. You can fight for that. If she's not gonna pressure you, you need to step in and be like, okay, then I'll push. Fine. Because the other thing that you're taking into account too is that most of the ability for Lux to get kills hinges on her hitting her Q. As Zed, you'll never get hit by Q unless you fuck up. So I want you having confidence. You're playing an assassin anyways, so you're gonna have to step in and learn how to win your lane. The other thing is Shyvana jungle. Shyvana jungle is not gonna gank you. If Shyvana jungle's ganking you, he's retarded, right? And if you die to it, you fucked up and you're retarded. So it's one of those things where Shyvana may be retarded for ganking you. If you die to a retarded gank, then the retardation cancels each other out, and then the Shyvana becomes Einstein and you become, you know, a fucking troglodyte or something, right? There you go. It's like the retard polarity, just, and then Shyvana's like, whoa. I'm super genius. So instead, you just kind of break even on the lane. See, you don't fight for level 2. Now Lux gets level 2. You know what that means? Now she gets to establish dominance over you. You can't get the lane pushing, and you didn't get to push her out with a W, Q, swap, and then auto, and try to poke her down with electrocute. The other thing, the more that you can proc electrocute early, the better. Because the cooldown electrocute's super fucking long, so the faster you can get that extra damage out, the better. Yeah, now we're on the back foot most of the lane phase. That's good. I wish that poke would have came out a lot sooner, and you would have been a lot more aggressive with it. At this point, when she wastes her E like that, you always think, like, how can I take advantage of that? She wastes her E, that means you don't have to push fast anymore because she's spamming E on your jungle as he's backing. So slow down the push here, and then just wait for her, tiny lines, wait for her to step up. If she tries to get too close with that E, you can take advantage of that, but you don't really want a hard shove here. It doesn't make any sense. See how you're quick shoving? There's no need to do that. She's focused on your jungler, so just hold the wave here. There's a chance that she misses XP, and the other added benefit is while the lane's pushing out, you have XP advantage, and then you can take advantage of that if she steps too close to the wave. You could try to juke a skill shot and get in there and trade. Like that. That's pretty much, the only thing is, I like that. The only thing is, that's why I'm telling you to slow the push down, because look at the lack of space. You basically take a scenario where you have all this space, and you move it, you remove it by shoving, or not even necessarily shoving, just pushing right here. See? Watch. See how you're just randomly auto-queuing, E-ing, all that shit? Slow that down. That way you can build up the wave behind, and you can keep all of this space to do that. That's what, essentially, you did what I was talking about. You just used less space there. And that's not reliable. You don't want to rely on that. The only reason you get the kill, I think, is because Lux has a, you know, a little bit of the dial-up lag in the brain. Because watch, I don't think she barriers. Same thing as before. Here, notice how you step into the lane and you immediately start pushing. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't try to push like this. There's no need to. Let the wave come to you. Let the wave come to you. You have an XP lead, so it's not like you're giving up XP lead or anything by doing this. She's going to be massively behind now. See? She's like a level behind. Remember, if you solo kill somebody in lane like this, you're pretty much giving yourself a level lead outright. So instead, what you want to do is the wave is on the back half of the lane, which means all these minions will push to you. Okay, so slow it down, wait for her to try to poke at you with like an E, and then swap forward if you'd like, and trade, because again, Shyvana isn't going to do shit to you, is how I would view it. The other thing that you can consider doing, I mean, I don't mind the serrated Dirk. You can also consider going Hex Drinker here to make it near impossible for her to ever kill you. Or just having, you know, the nullifying orb is a good start too. But I'm just saying so that you can take those more aggressive trades and get away with it. But you really want this to push towards you and then set up, like, slow the wave down right here. So you just thin out the wave a little bit as it gets closer to your tower. And try to keep Lux out in the open here so that once you get level 6, you can just all in. You see what I mean? If you're just shoving in here, it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't look like you have any plan. You're not going to roam pre-6, right? It doesn't make any sense. Then if you were almost level 6, I could understand this. But all you're doing is just shoving the wave in for no reason. There's nothing for you to do here. So let it pull back to you, and then if Lux tries to step in with her E, then you can try to wiggle in some harass. But putting her under tower is not what I would advise here. She's retarded for stepping that far up to you with that 2-level disadvantage. That's crazy. I don't like this. What? Lucky? Look how lucky. I mean, you did see him, to be fair. I would get back into mid now. Good, you do. Yes. That's fine. You get both of her summoners down, and now Shyvana's fucking with you. This is fine. This was very good. I have no problems with this whatsoever. Stop letting her do this. Stop letting her do this. When she wastes her E, stop standing so far behind like you don't know what a skill shot is. Stand up here. She throws her E onto creeps and doesn't hit you. That's fine that you juke the E. Get your ass up there now and act like you're gonna do something with your W. If she goes to skill shot you, and you, like, here's the thing I don't think you understand. She just used both summoners right in front of your face, right? And here she uses her E on the minions. You are not taking advantage of that. This is okay. Like, you juking that is okay. But as soon as it's gone, you need to be up and threatening, saying, try to Q me. Try to Q me now. And you want to try to dodge because it is a weighted scenario. If you juke the Q and get on top of Lux, you have flash and can kill her, right? Because she just used both summoners in front of you, right? So if you're not in here when her E's on cooldown, why are you playing an assassin? Get your ass up there and act like you want to punish her for having no summoners and just using her E on minions. You need to step in. If she throws a Q, then you can juke it. If you can manually just juke it, then you can W in. I don't want to see fucking Zed mid sitting here with a lead, not trying to pressure. Like, you need to pressure. Need. It is an urgency. It is not an option. It is not. You aren't playing right just by sitting back here. You are playing wrong. You are wasting your pick. You're wasting your lead, furthermore. This shit is what, like, separates the good from the bad. Right? You make the good all in. You get the summoners. Then as soon as she uses her E, you should be on a fucking swivel. Look. You do your all in. Shyvana comes in, right? Yeah, you don't have W here, I assume. I'm not sure because the replay review is shitty. Either way, step your ass up there and try to juke some skill shots now. Because if you juke the Q, then you can literally walk her into tower and zone her off of creeps. And I'm speaking purely as a guy that doesn't play Zed but plays Lux, and I know what I would hate to see. If my E's on cooldown, it's a really shitty position if the Zed just steps in and starts doing this wiggly shit, where now I know if I miss my Q, he's just gonna jump to me and destroy my world and hit me for 1 million damage. But you have to get in there. Sejuani ganks for us. We get the kill. Sweet. Shove the lane. You can back. You should back, to be honest. You should back right away as soon as that kill went through. There's no play for you to make right now. Your ult's on cooldown, and you have a lot of gold behind after that kill. So just shove and commit to backing. Not backing right away is a mistake, I think. You're wasting time. There's no play for you. See all this? This is all wasting time. You're not putting your gold onto the map, and you don't have ult and you're running around the map. Oh, you just threw. This play is way too much. It is Garbo. So, you take a scenario where you have 1300 gold, your ult's on cooldown. You have mid shoved in. What should have happened is, as soon as mid was shoved in, here. You should have stuck to backing. Because Lux is now in base. She's missing farm, right? She's missing farm. That's what you want. You want to just crush your lane, right? If you back here, you get to turn this into, how much you got? You got 1,300, so you can go call fields or whatever, right? You're building towards Duskblade. You build towards that. You come back into lane. Your ult's off a cooldown. You ult this Lux again. And then everyone on our team goes, this Lux is noob. This Lux GG. Shit like that, right? The fucking caveman speak that League players do. Instead, you take your lead. You're indecisive. You don't know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. Dude, if you kill Lux, you have a wave pushed in, you don't have ult, you don't have ignite, you don't, I'm pretty sure you don't have flash, or you do, I don't know, this replay viewer is so fucking bad. You have flash, you don't have ult for a minute, you're not going to be able to sit there and chunk the tower out this early or anything, and you're Zed anyways. Zed isn't particularly good at that, plus, you don't really need to worry about taking the tower quickly because you have a laner that you can literally just ult on a rotation and kill, right? Anytime that she pushes beyond this point, she's pretty much free food to you. So taking the tower is not that big a deal anyways. The other thing is, you shove the lane in, minions will meet, they will stack up a little bit here because you have a wave pushed in, and then the wave will pull to you. And then you can wait, hold the lane on your side, all in Lux over and over again. Okay? Instead, you hesitate. Then you hit the tower like once, so this is all wasted space, right? Like you cancel walk forward to auto the tower once. Then you go here, clear the ward, which again, should have been enough for you to say, I should back here. Now. And then you run to top lane without your ult up, which is garbage. I'm gonna tell you why it's garbage, because you're just trying to do too much with too little resources. 1,300 gold behind, no ult, no ignite. Lux is coming back into lane and you have a completely exploitable laner that you can kill on a rotation. Why would you run to top without your ult and gamble when you can just keep strangling the student mid and make him and literally make the game 4v5? Well, at the universe 6 and 7 months in a row. So this rotation is so bad on so many levels. And then you go top and use your flash, it looks like. I mean, to me, once you miss the W, like, this was okay, dude. Without ult, you don't need to make this play. I wanted Urgot to get the ult off, but you don't, again, this rotation from, like, if the roam top makes sense to me, sure. The bigger problem is you're roaming top for no fucking reason. Right? Like, okay, sure. If you had a lane shoved in, or whatever, and you wanted to roam top. But again, why are we roaming top without ult? Why are we leaving mid when we have, like, a super exploitable Lux, and why aren't we cashing in our gold? That's more important to me. Like, I get the execution of what you're thinking, but you don't need to do all that, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, the game isn't that fancy. You don't have to be that fancy. You could have just showed up, taken his flash back, and rotated to mid, and been like, that was kind of a trash roam. But you took a trash roam and made it worse by, like, flashing in. Now we can't exploit mid as easy, and, like, we throw our shutdown to the champion, like, probably one of the only champions that does really well with shutdown gold and, like, early leads. Like, does incredibly well with that shit. So you shove in, you back, you have Duskblade. All you're doing in scenarios like these is you're literally just autoing. Last second autos. Because you want Lux to die. See how you're autoing the creeps? Stop doing that. Strangle the lane. If you want to see examples of this, watch how Dopa plays like assassins or something. Like fucking Cassidon when he gets a lead. Or he does play Zed too. He plays a really good Zed actually. This is like textbook if it were like a Dopa playing or any assassin player, they slow this down. They strangle their lane and they go as far, they'll stand up here and just walk in and out here, because what they're trying to do is if that laner steps too close, you're gonna W and ult without hesitation. So like right now, you would be justified because you know. Oh wait, never mind. This is bad vision. Hold on. It's still Shyvana. Honestly, I would probably still be poking up there. But when you start autoing the creeps, you should have swapped right away, right there, and just ulted. You understand? This is a perfect example of like a power spike. You're not using it the way that it needs to be used. Watch. I'll tell you what, I'm just telling you what I would hate to see is Lux. You throw your W right out in her face, right? You're being annoying. The E goes. When you see that E, you need to swap and just fucking ult right away. There's nothing, there's absolutely no reason not to. You're getting her summoners here or potentially killing her, right? That's just a guarantee. It needs to happen immediately. There's no waiting, there's no hesitating, there's no like Neace, but I was waiting for a like no, this is the time. This guy is pushed up. Remember what I said, the line? I'm just telling you what I would hate as Lux. If you step there as Lux and the Zed's competent, that's an insta ult. That's instant. No hesitation, no jerking off. Quick ult guarantees that she uses her barrier or it gets you the kill. And this is the pressure that you should be putting on this type of lane. Yeah, absolutely still go for it. Absolutely. You're facing Shyvana, jungle. Fucking go. Pull the trigger. Go. I mean, I'm also expecting in the future that you won't be making these silly roams and wasting your flash, but nonetheless, like you need to put pressure on this. You're too strong here. You're coming off a Duskblade. Look at her items. She has what? You're gonna get her stopwatch. You'll get her stopwatch down. You'll get seekers. Also, future reference, stopwatch won't be around forever either. So you can play like it's not there. Because I'm pretty sure the new stopwatch timer is going to be like, what, 10 minutes? Just go. Get summoners down. Use that window. Pressure. Yeah, new stopwatch time is going to be like 10 minutes. You don't ult here. Your ult here is really bad. When she hits that, you don't need to waste your ult. You already know what's about to happen, right? She's gonna stopwatch, she's gonna barrier, she's fucked. Slow that down and wait for a better one. I mean, this team fight goes about as badly as it could. I still hate your ult. Your ult could have easily been used on Jinx or something more reliable. And like, again, you know that as Lux, once that Sejuani ult goes through, slow it down. You have the CC in place. Slow down your ult. Don't rush it. You have a level lead over. I feel like in that spot, you don't know how much damage you do. So when you throw your ult and she stopwatches that, like, you didn't need to ult to pressure the kill, is what I'm trying to say. And then you could just throw your ult on Jinx or something, and And then potentially you could clean up Lux for the double. So like after Lux, because you know Lux is going to separate out. And then you can ult Jinx here. Try to snipe the Lux with your Q, right? You'll kill the Jinx. And then you swap out and leave. And then if your team loses, they lose, but at least you're making a good trade, is how I'd view it. I think here is just... I'm harping on mechanics to a certain extent, but it's Zed. Zed is in a shit spot right now. Let's face it, right? There's no sugarcoating it. Playing Zed right now is really fucking tough. There's a lot of tanks, and getting fed doesn't mean that much right now. And a lot of stopwatches. So it's on you to understand, like, okay, what is the threshold? Like, what is my damage? I'm gonna tell you, if you have level leads, if you hit Duskblade Power Spike soon, you need to slow down and be like, I need to make good selections with my ult. You don't just ult the first person you see in these types of scenarios where you have the CC down. It's a little different when you're in lane and someone steps out of line. It's a 1v1 scenario. You just want to pull the trigger and get as much out of them as you can. And that way, later in life, they're fucking doomed, right? But in a team fight scenario, when someone's lining up CC for you, you need to slow down and go, okay, if I ult this guy, it's overkill. That's basically what this whole situation comes down to, is whether or not you're overkilling, right? Because once she's locked in place, look at this. You can 100-0 Lux, right? Like, you know that. This is a 100-0 champion right now. In terms of, like, if she has full HP and you use your combo, you kill her, right? Well, she's CC locked. There's a fucking Tristana right here who's gonna auto. Sejuani is gonna go and follow up her ult, and she has red buff. You're just not managing your expectations very well here. And again, I know it's like mechanical nitpicking that I'm doing, but this is the type of judgment that you have to have. So literally just walking up and throwing your Q, because I think your W is on cooldown, walking up and throwing your Q is enough. Right? Slow it down. And really try your best. If you're going to play Assassins, it's cool, but you really have to try your best to think about, in the heat of the moment, it's better to be... When you get a lead, it's better to be selective than to rush when you get a lead. That's the best advice I can give you for like KDA protection stuff. It's better to be greedy with your lead. I mean, obviously you need to impact the fights, but it's better to be selective than to fucking blow your load into every person you see, because it's going to give you situations like this where you don't piece together the fights. Because right here, you could have put some real heat on the Jinx. Maybe Leona, if you wanted an easier target. I don't think you can just kill Shyvana outright. Maybe you have the damage, honestly. Like with your full combo. I'm not entirely sure, though. It's pretty tough to tell. I don't think so. But imagine if you have your ult and the scenario still up.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Don't use your W here. I don't like your W use here, and I don't like how you took the safe path.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Like, you see him walking down, you clear the ward, and you start following. I don't like that you took the safe path. You can literally fight either one of these guys if they run into you. And when you use your W's on such a long cooldown. This is unacceptable. You miss so much damage. Caleb Bunga, thank you so much for the sub.
Crackers, drop the keys.
The thing, this is what I'm talking about with, like, you need to layer a little bit in your mind. So let's look at it like this. You either go this way, right? And delay your interaction with the fight that you want to be a part of. And by the way, I don't mind you following. I think it's a perfectly acceptable follow here, because Zed does really well when he's in a lead, and he can pick people off and fight really well in skirmishes. So you either go like this and show up late, or you go like this, run into Lux or Shyvana, can peek out and slow down their rotation because they're going to shit themselves, so you can peek in and out of the brush and make them shit themselves, right? Or you can walk here, Shyvana and Lux are here trying to cut you off, and then you W over the wall and you're at the fight anyways. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to take the long route, because there's nothing you are afraid of. You are the captain of the fucking room right now. You have the lead. You need to play like you have the lead. Just like I was harping on up here, when Lux showed herself too close to you. You need to play like you are going to one-shot people if they are out of line. Not cutting in here is hurting you because you miss an opportunity. I'm pretty sure if you rotate faster, I'm pretty sure you could just kill Lux before she even gets there. No, you would have just missed it. Either way, though, you would have followed in, and you would have caught Lux in the poop chute when she shows up, and you would still have your W to use. You zoned yourself. You still get the kill on Shyvana, but you might have missed some free damage on Lux. You go to mid and shove. Teammates go bottom. You rotate up to top, which I agree with. Your teammates die. Not much you can say about that. You zone, you step back. You decide to shove mid. Okay, I don't like your ult there. I like how you played this, but then you get spastic. She flashes away. Let her leave. Let her go. Alright? What you're doing here is you're essentially blowing everything you have, right? Again, you're blowing flash, ult, all that shit, to kill this guy who, at this point, is scared shitless and just wants to get the fuck out. You should be just hitting the tower a couple times and then resetting. You're not going to get the tower down, even if you kill her. And I know this is hard to judge on the fly, but even if you kill her, you don't get this tower. You don't need to go for this. See, look. Even if you had killed her, you get nothing. The point of kills is to break open the map. This doesn't break open the map for you. So you waste your flash and your ult. You don't get the kill. And even if you had gotten the kill, there's nothing. Would I do the same thing if the tower is low? Basically, what I'm saying is putting pressure on the Lux, getting her summoners, and then backing off would have been way more in control. And then you could just have your ult and run around the map and get a pick somewhere. But now you don't have your ult to use in this next fight, so you're missing a lot of value. See, like right here, perfect example. You don't have your flash because you used it for this. You tank all this damage because you didn't just accept that you got all of her summoners for free. Then you go here. You have your ult and everything. And clearly this guy's dead as shit. But you don't have ult and you don't have flash, and you're getting right up on this fucking guy. Standing in a GP ult, all that stuff. Meanwhile, the Jinx, if we had just played our ult better and didn't overplay that dive, I mean, we could have just turned on the Jinx when she rotated in. That would have been free low. Zed is hard, dude. I mean, that's the harsh reality. Zed is a hard fucking champion to play. And that's what you're gonna learn from this replay. Is that you need to play, he's like the Lee Sin of mid lane to me. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't play him or anything to learn the game. But you need to understand, based on what I've just showed you, how all those little decisions that you make basically take your agency in the game and go down the shitter. That's why only really pros are like really good at Zed. I don't touch Zed for that reason. Dopa like never plays Zed unless to counterpick. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't play him, and I'm not saying that you can't carry with him, because you most definitely can at your level. You can definitely carry at your level. I'm just saying that based on this replay, your mistakes are the same mistakes that like every Zed makes, right? You're rushing your ults in the times that you shouldn't rush it, and then you're holding your ult the time that you shouldn't be holding it. And that's just practice. The big thing that lost you the game, in my opinion, this time around was after you got the kill, you had the wave shoved, and you were indecisively holding 1400 gold and then ran to top and died, right? The other thing that really hurt this game is when you had Lux's sums on a counter push. Basically, your team was losing topside, so you decided to push mid, right? They pushed into the tier 2. So you decided to push mid, and you looked to pressure the Lux. Well, you did the right thing that time. You went, oh, Sejuani CC'd. All I have to do is W and E swap and auto, and then bam, I'm fucking hitting the electrocute proc. Lux Zonias, and good assassin goes, all right, I got her Zonias, I got her barrier, I'm just gonna fucking leave now. That's good enough for now. But you just went, I'm gonna go fucking nutso, and like dive her anyways. But diving her doesn't produce anything. And again, that's all macro shit. You're managing all this micro shit, but then you don't even realize that, oh my god, even if I kill her, I get nothing. That's the hard shit to figure out, is like, if I get this kill, what happens? I can see that your confidence in execution is very low. So when you do make a play, you're so focused on the mechanics of it, and that you tend to get distracted on what's important. What's important is you remember, kills equal objectives, right? That's what you're going for. If you're blowing everything to get a kill, if you're blowing your flash and all that shit, it better open up the map. In lane phase, blowing your flashes and all your sums to get a solo kill is always super good, as long as you live, right? Because what's going to happen is the jungler has to stop farming his jungle and has to deal with the farm that's getting just abandoned at his lane. So if the jungle isn't there to leech, tower damage is happening, and the mid lane is getting progressively behind, and the XP isn't going anywhere. However, when the team fight phase starts breaking out and everyone's just brawling and battling, if you blow your flash and your ult on the first person you see, which by the way is what everybody does in low elo, then you're never going to really pick a spot that's going to change the outcome of the game. You're just going to throw your champion into their champion, get some trade kills, and then nothing's going to happen. No pushes will be happening, and because you weren't setting up a push with your kill. That's what the kills would do. That's what champions just block objectives. That's why people that harp on KDA always make me laugh, because it's like, well, we already know why you're low elo, because you actually think that, like, KDA is the most important part of the game. It's the dynamic of the game. What are the kills? You know, what are the deaths actually causing? Are the deaths causing turrets to fall? Or are the deaths just kind of consequence of some weird Call of Duty shit? And it's just, you know, that's why I can have, like, ridiculously low KDAs in top lane and win 80-90% of my games, because I just split push smartly. So even if I die, it doesn't really mean anything. But anyways, I hope this helps you a little bit. After this point, the game's pretty much done, and it's done because, you know, you're facing, like, Fed Shyvana and Fed fucking Jinx and Fed Gangplank, which is your fault. But I think if you can pick, if you can pick better spots to take your lead to, like here again, I want you to go back to the replay and look at the back when you decided to cancel your back and run around the map. Look at that spot and remember that situation. If you get the solo kill or whatever, just push in, back, reset, cash your gold out, come forward, kill your lane again, or shove and roam with that power spike. Don't postpone your power spike, blow your flash, and, like, look like a total moron. Just say, okay, I got the lead, let's cash that, and go and make another lead. And then I'll help you a lot. Cool. YouTube, what up? It's Neace. Going over some Silver Zed coaching. Hope it helps you guys. If you like the video, like, subscribe, all that shit. Love ya, and I'll see you on the next coaching. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Thank you.